So I play Helene, who is a chef. She's also the mother of a 7-year-old girl and a single mother. And Adam Jones comes to London and he kind of tries to assemble this brigade of all the top chefs and discovers through a critic friend of his that there's this quite interesting chef working in the kitchen of the Delaunay, which is me. And he goes to the restaurant and tastes this dish that she's created, which is, I think, a cacio e pepe pasta, which is a really simple dish, but actually very difficult to get right, and it's fantastic. And he comes down to the kitchen and he tries to persuade her to come and work for him, and she's very resistant initially, but he's very persuasive. And so, yeah, he recruits her and they begin working together in his new kitchen. So Adam was this very notorious, very revered chef, an American who moved to Paris and had a restaurant that was 2 Michelin stars. And through kind of severe addiction and just general chaos, he ends up losing the restaurant, losing his stars, losing his mind, dignity, everything. And when he pieces his life back together, he is determined to assemble this new brigade and to get a 3rd Michelin star. So that's his motivation throughout the whole film. That's his focus. And he, gets these people that he thinks can help contribute towards achieving that goal. And then through the kind of journey of self-discovery and friendship and ruthless ambition, hopefully you hope that this character will realize that actual peace and happiness doesn't lie in the accomplishment of the 3rd star, but actually that he needs to find, his happiness elsewhere. It's a very old-fashioned story of a man on a journey and a man filled with self-loathing and kind of focused in the wrong direction, and the circumstances around that happen that kind of contribute towards him becoming a peaceful soul, really. That's kind of what it is. And she, my character, Helene, is a big part of that journey for him. Yeah, I thought about it a lot being a mother myself, about how you kind of work those hours. And in a kitchen, being a chef is probably, as you said, one of the hardest jobs in the world. And the hours are insane. But in order to achieve anything within a kitchen, you have to really put the time in and you have to graft. And she's tough. And it's hard, I think, to find that balance between compromising on being a mother, but knowing that you have to do this in order to provide for your child. And I think that dilemma is really present in the character throughout. Bradley is one of the hardest working people I've ever met and is so incredibly focused. This is the 2nd time that we've worked together this year, and it's just astounding, the level of attention that he gives to what he does. The sacrifices that these chefs make are just unfathomable. It's a really, really hard life, and we had a small taste of it by working in this professional kitchen, and it's exhausting. It is fully exhausting, so hats off to any mother chefs. I feel like I definitely have a clearer understanding of a kitchen and how it runs, and also the etiquette of being a customer in a restaurant. If your food hasn't arrived and you get up to go to the loo before the food arrives and the food is waiting on the pass to come, they will have to throw everything away in a Michelin-star restaurant because it can only sit on the pass for 30 seconds or something. So you have to be. I feel like I'm much more conscious and much more aware of the mechanics of the kitchen, and I feel like I'm a better cook. I always love cooking. But I definitely, technique-wise, Marcus trained us all, and I was on fish, so I can definitely cook fish really well now, I hope. Do you know, it was such a lovely group of actors, and John Wells is such a sweet, kind, loving man. But to be honest, it was also really, really, really hard, and that environment was incredibly challenging. And so I feel like I always, I always have a good experience on the whole, because I love my job, but this is a bit of a badge, and I've got a few scars to prove it. It's really hard work, and it's incredibly taxing, and it's incredibly thought out. It's so easy to kind of go in and just enjoy something, but I definitely appreciate now the work that goes into really, to Michelin star food. Marcus didn't treat us like actors, or certainly me. Maybe he recognized that I was really wanting to learn, and I was going to graft, and I kind of wanted to really have the experience to then be able to play it authentically. But he was tough, he was hard on us, but it's very rewarding. He's one of those characters that really commands huge respect because he doesn't give it away lightly. He doesn't compliment you. He wasn't mollycoddling us because we weren't professional. He was treating us like he would, as if we were working in his kitchen. And so he got cross with me at times, which we kind of laugh about. Like, it was definitely done in a friendly way, but But I think if he saw that I had a little bit of potential, then he focused on it, and he really helped me to become better at filleting fish and basting fish, just generally cooking fish. I think initially you have to have a huge desire to want to do this. And then someone like Marcus, who just commands huge respect. Firstly, he's a genius with food and flavour and presentation, and that's why he's achieved what he's achieved. But also he's tough, but he's very fair, and I think everyone in his kitchen that I've met has huge respect and fear for him, and I think that's important. It's important to have that dynamic in order for them to want to please him. And I definitely felt like I was under that spell as well. In one sense, it's a romantic comedy. In another sense, it's a really high-octane drama. You have this man who's going through the wilderness, who's really battling with some serious demons. So that's not funny. That's life. You have this single mother who's heartbroken and grafting and working in this environment. And it's an often aggressive environment. It's violent. It's sort of a lot of things, this film, and I think you'll come together at the end. You'll feel sort of like you've been on a journey and you've laughed, but I think ultimately it's more of a moving kind of human story.